what the what? Like, what did I just hear? Emphasis on the American. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am so excited to have you all back here with me again this week. If you are new here and this is the first time you are seeing my face, have no fear. My name is Sam and I make weekly videos dissecting internet nonsense, so if you're into that type of thing or you like today's video, I hope that you'll consider liking and subscribing because it really helps out the channel and make sure you never miss another upload from me. I hope you all came prepared today to play a game because I have a fun one in store for you. And for those of you who have been here before, you might be excited to hear that we're going to be playing Troll or No Troll again today. It's one of my favorite games that we play here on the channel, so I am super excited to bring that back for you today. For those of you who have not been here for a Troll or No Troll game before, let me just give you a brief introduction. This is a game we invented here on the channel because sometimes fat activist talking points are just so absolutely insane that it's hard to tell if they're trolling or if they truly believe what they're saying. So in this game, I'm going to read you a quote or something that's been posted, potentially by a fat activist. I'm going to give you a few seconds to decide if they're trolling or not, and then we'll talk through it together as I reveal the answer. It's a super fun game. I hope you have your golf pencils ready to keep score. Without further ado, let's get into it. Roll the intro. Tweets, TikToks, and Instagram posts. Oh my! So many posts, so little logic. A combo that will leave you wondering, is this a troll? And here's your host, a woman who has recently been spending all of her free time watching Survivor from the beginning, Sam at every side. Hello and welcome. I hope you are ready to play Troll or No Troll today. Let's get into our first video. I don't recommend that American plus-size women travel to Amsterdam because all of the doors are insanely narrow, making many houses, restaurants, and bakeries inaccessible for the horizontally challenged. Alright, what do you think, guys? Troll or no troll? Go ahead and lock in those answers. If you said this was a troll, you would be 100% correct. So go ahead and give yourself a point for that, because this is without a doubt a troll. And I want to talk through this one specifically because I've seen these floating all over the internet, both on TikTok and on Instagram. And the first time that I saw one, I genuinely thought maybe this was from a creator like JBay, because her sort of language, but also the use of the AI voice and captions were incredibly similar.
3 reasons why I don't recommend Amsterdam.
There was something about the phrase horizontally challenged that really got me though, and I was like, this has to be a troll, right? Because when you see these things on TikTok, really the only thing you're seeing from the account is the profile picture. And if you just look at the profile picture by itself, it is a plus-size woman, presumably sitting in a park. She's wearing a sundress, and to be honest, she kind of looks like a person who would be into the same shenanigans as Marissa Matthews and JBay, okay? I didn't really question it a whole lot until I heard horizontally challenged. And then I looked at the screen name, and that in itself was a dead giveaway that this is a troll. But also, if you scroll the page, there are so many obvious tells.
3 reasons why I struggle to eat healthier after moving to Europe as an American expat. Most fruits and vegetables are sold loose without plastic packaging, meaning people may have already touched it with their hands. Can someone please tell me why I can only pay with euros at a Dutch McDonald's? Why can't I pay with American dollars when McDonald's is literally American? I am boycotting this nonsense.
In case you're wondering, they did not boycott that nonsense. But what they have done is created an elaborate rage bait account, which does get a lot of views and a lot of interactions. So much so that when people call this out for being a rage bait page, the creator goes ahead and thanks them for the engagement, therefore acknowledging that this is indeed a troll. Alright, on to the next one. Europe is not built for people who are on the bigger side. It is also not built for people who have a number of mobility issues or disabilities. The ADA doesn't exist in Europe. This one's a tough one. What do you think? Troll or no troll? If you said this one was not a troll, go ahead and give yourself a point. Yep, that's right. This post is 100% not a troll.
Europe is not built for people who are on the bigger side. It's also not built for people who have any number of mobility issues or disabilities. The ADA does not exist in Europe.
And I'm not going to lie to you, when I heard her say the ADA does not exist in Europe, I literally spit water onto my computer monitors, which I was not very happy about with myself, but it was like a literal spit take. Because it's almost like the reason why the ADA doesn't exist in Europe is in the name. It's the Americans with Disabilities Act. Emphasis on the American. I swear, you cannot make these things up with this group. They're always saying things like this where it gives you kind of a slap in the face and you're like, what the what? Like, what did I just hear? But the thing for me with this video is it's almost like they're pretending that Europe and European countries don't have their own versions of disabilities acts, okay? Even just a brief Google search would tell you that France, which is the country that this woman is talking about, has their own act which follows the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, and that there is also the European Accessibility Act, which aims to make products and services across the EU accessible to persons living with disabilities. It really wasn't that hard for me to find it, and if she could have found it, it could have saved her the embarrassment of saying that the American Disabilities Act doesn't exist in Europe. Now, I do want to be fair, give this creator some credit because she was at least being realistic about being plus size in Europe, and she did explain to her followers that the reason for that is things in Europe are really old.
Europe is not built for people who are on the bigger side because all of their shit is really old.
And because they're interested in preserving their history.
I'm sure they're getting better at it, but because Europe and France especially are so set on preserving their history, they don't just tear things down and rebuild them to be accessible. They kind of have to just like make it work around the existing structure.
So ultimately, she is a breath of fresh air in comparison to our fat activist friends like J-Bay, who would just demand that said country tear down their history so that they can build bigger elevators and hallways. All right, let's see what we have in store for you next. Have you ever heard the phrase lipstick on a pig? It's an insult reserved for fat people who dare to wear makeup. Ooh, this is another tough one. What do you guys think? Is this a troll or no troll? If you said that this was not a troll, congratulations, you are a pro at this game. Go ahead and give yourself a point. This statement is 100% not a troll and was said on TikTok by a known fat activist.
Have you ever heard of the phrase lipstick on a pig? It's an insult reserved for fat people who dare to wear makeup. I purposely didn't wear makeup because I didn't want to be accused of being the aforementioned pig. I didn't want anyone to think that I thought of myself as normal or, God forbid, pretty, so I would just sit and watch my friends as they got ready for nights out together. That is until I started to recognize my worth and an ego grew and I started to see makeup for what it is, which is fun and expressive and creative. So if you ever look at me and think lipstick on a pig, well, oink oink, bitch.
Now this one just made me laugh because again, what is the point of this? Like my brain was immediately like, what did I just read? Because what? And also, why make the post and then immediately admit, yeah, I know that's not what it means, but that's what I felt like saying today. It's weird, and this is why troll or no troll is sometimes difficult, right? Because why did you say it if it's not true? Go off, I guess. But there were so many comments being like, girl, I have never heard this before. I've never heard people say this before. Is this what this means? No, it isn't what it means. And you've never heard people use that against fat people because that's not what they use it for. This is typically used in my world and the way I've seen other people use it to describe things like real estate, right? A house that's run down, if you give it the landlord special and just paint white over everything, it's not going to make the house better. It's not really improving it. Mostly where I hear people using it is related to political policies that they dislike. Never, ever has this been reserved for humans, let alone fat people. And one of the things that I think most concerns me, because I do genuinely care about people. I know people think that I'm the literal devil, but I promise I'm not. I recognize that fat activists are human beings. And something that they all tend to do is tell us repeatedly how confident they are and how much they love themselves and how they're so beautiful. And it's like, that's really great. You can keep saying the words to me, but when you show me things like this and tell me that you're internalizing being called a pig or thinking of yourself as a pig and that's why you didn't wear makeup, it's not giving confidence. It's not giving self-love. The words and the actions don't match. And that always makes me concerned because what must this person think about themselves to have internalized this phrase? It's really concerning to me, and it's one of the reasons that I keep talking out against fat activism, because this happens over and over and over again, and this facade that they can put on is really damaging to the younger people who are coming up in this movement behind them. All right, it is time for our last video. I hope you're ready. Let's see if you can figure this one out. I am suing snack food company Pringles because their packaging discriminates against my fuller arms and beautiful curves. What do you think, guys? Troll or no troll? If you guessed that this was a troll, you would be 100% correct. I'm so curious to know how many of you got 4 out of 4. You'll have to let me know in the comment section. But this one, definitely a troll. To be fair to anyone who got it wrong, I do want to point out that without the context I'm about to show you, it may seem like this is a totally possible thing. Because I mean, we are living in a world right now where Dank DeMoss is still suing Lyft for denying her a ride in a small car, despite her going onto a podcast where she needed them to pull up a piece of their sectional couch for her to sit on. Now, I saw this post pop up on Facebook, and again, my brain was like, what the what? Like, this cannot be real. In fact, I think that this image alone is a dead giveaway that this is a troll. They purposefully chose someone with lipedema or something similar affecting her arms to make it all the more outrageous and to get people rage baited and to click and comment on their post. But it was a dead giveaway to me that, again, they're trying to get people to interact. Clicking on the image led me to a page called Wakefield News, and their description says, "A news page for people who like a laugh. Nothing on this page is serious, parody account." And I have to tell y'all, once again, there's something about the names. These people really enjoy coming up with these creative names. Do you remember when Anita B. Eaton almost got me? Because that was a whole thing on this channel. I had to make an entire video about that. They almost got me. This one, not so much. The name is Joyride My Ass. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is a troll. Fool me once. Shame on you. You will not fool me twice, because that is honestly ridiculously hilarious, okay? Do you see why games like Troll or No Troll are kind of important and necessary? I mean, it's a fun game. I love playing it with you all, and honestly, finding these clips is a lot of fun. But there's a point, and the point of the game is that fat activism is so off the wall that sometimes it is genuinely difficult to tell, are they trolling? Is this rage bait? Or do they genuinely believe what they're saying? You'd think that that kind of blurring of the lines would be a wake-up call for them and that they'd kind of tone down, but they do not. And there's this new influx of young people who continue to move into this and move into this as they grow up in the internet, right? And they believe the things that they hear, sometimes without recognizing that it's a troll. There are so many people right now who are running with a narrative that Dank DeMoss lost her lawsuit. There's no movement on the lawsuit until April. It is still active, but someone started the rumor, started trolling Dank DeMoss, and now it's a whole thing and people think she lost. It's not the truth. And this is why media literacy and critical thinking are incredibly important. We should always be checking our facts, our sources, and seeing where the heck is this coming from and is it true. You all know I like to be a skeptic, and I hope you will join me because the internet is only going to keep getting more ridiculous, which is kind of fun for us because then we get to keep playing this game. All right, that is all I have for you all today. At this point, I am so curious to know, did you have fun playing today? And most importantly, what was your score? Please share that with me in the comment section. I am curious to know. And I'm also curious to know if any of you have seen these posts in the wild, if you have opinions on them, or even, did you fall for one of these troll posts in the wild? Did you fall for it? Don't be ashamed to admit it. I just admitted that I got trolled by I Need to Be Eaten. It's something I will never let myself live down. I cannot believe I did not notice the name. It's the funniest thing to me. So I'm curious. Please share that with me in the comment section. I would genuinely love to know because I do love making these videos. And if you like them, an interaction is always great because it lets me know that I should keep making them. And for all my introvert friends out there who may not feel comfortable leaving your opinions or scores in the comment section, that's okay. I see you. Go ahead and leave me a trophy emoji this week because you know what? Sometimes a good participation trophy just feeds this millennial soul, okay? So go ahead and leave me some participation trophies out there in the comment section. I would love to see them. As always, thank you all so much for being here with me today. I will see you in the next one. Bye!